Tune in to my TV. Sehingga sarap ako malua. And the Facebook ni my TV. Sa tortug na ako na binanggo. May karoon akong pulutukan. And patakan ni Warway Bika mo ni. Kito mo pumbuka. Family Table Talk. Liw. Ito mo nakikita. Bulay labo ng bulan yung mga kaparang normal talaga na dito pero sa pamulit pero kung gawin ito na Air Force Base na Kenneth Chapel and sigawin na kanina na Royal Chapel na base ko na Telford Telford and Monolio Midlands. Ritual North. Matao todo kung go ito na panigin na maliit ka buhay. Northern Ireland. Sa Midlands. Sa Pulatugan. Pakalolo. Hindi dito ko kinamatagan sige ko. Oklani so we can power to live sendo dapat tu pamatawal and we can power to na mo ko sa ko sige ni taga nagkakaroon sa plani ni ko na vivo to ni episode programa pero may bito wa bito ni na program ni ko para hotel to and
yeah, I think 45 minutes before we finish our program today, before we end at 9 o'clock. Yeah. So by 8:15, we have to switch over to they're waiting here to join us. Share experience because we believe in every and always mom. When you walk into a house, mom is moms. So it's nice to hear our mothers share the experience because it's a family that mom, it's felt, a family that mom can manage to come and share the experience.
You to say a lot of
yes. Our people both at home this program and our grandchildren all the way in Fiji.
Yeah.
I know you are standing right there in front of the TV screen. So Nenan Pase Bolavinaka, and thank you for tuning in this morning. And also thank you to the boys. I know that you are going to be up and about to go and watch your friends playing rugby league today. And also all the best to thank you if you're playing today, and also to Kana. Also the part of the under 17 team. So we say greatest from Telford. And we spoke about issues by women and what they have to go through. We hear a lot on cancer and how they survive. And speaking with life many different ways. That was on the brain. She had her operation. It took her 9 months to learn how to speak again and how to talk and how to coordinate. Like she said, speak different thing on her mind and different thing, coming out from her mouth, but being positive to help her to survive. And I quite a fair bit of feedback from those people last Saturday on how it as a survivor. And one thing that I just want to, because we're recapping last Saturday, the people that are there, one are the victims, the people that are suffering from cancer. So most of the times we pray for them, or we are with them, and they suffer. They're the ones who suffer through, right? And most of the times we fail to acknowledge the people around them, who can be their husbands, or can be their children, or their family members, helping them to go through that moment of their lives. And today, I would like to be the voice for the women who have gone through all this and they have suffered. And I believe not only the women are suffering, there's quite a high, it's quite an increase on the prostate cancer for men as well. So it's sort of like the percentage is still high on the women, but it's both, affecting both. And for the support that they face from home, for you as a husband or as a wife, if your spouse, and also the children, to see or to be with the person you love and to actually witness their pain all the time. I believe, that takes a lot. Like mentioned, we are always praying for those who are suffering from, but we fail to acknowledge the people around them. And we would like today just to thank you for that. Thank you for just being there for your family. And thank you for being there for your mom. I heard a case last week. There was a prayer request sent in, 10-year-old. And this young boy he started having it when he was only 5 to 6, and now he's 10 years old, and he's all the way in India undergoing the chemo and the treatment. And not to think of a child that age, and I believe maybe in Fiji it's not as much, but there are also children that are dying because of cancer, and this goes to all the family members. And in Fiji we have the Jesus. We have the WOW, which the work on strong, that actually look up the cancer for the children. It's by this couple who had it. Mentioning this, number of prayer requests coming in, and I'd like to thank you. All the treatment that they to go through and meet. So it's my commitment, and my friends that give us feedback that if I'm calling them, they're not answering after a few days, and they call and came back from my treatment, and I'm just so weak. Even answer the call or even take myself to the washroom. I get to hear all this feedback, and today I would like to our family or family members of these strong women and all children that they have to, because they are most of their life that they really done out and really need you. And when you you never know how much that is just to provide that voice of encouragement when they're going through that, or to direct them when they're in pain and couldn't think of anything else. Just those positive words coming up from you to encourage them, or just by smiling and looking at your mom, and just by them looking at you, it give them another reason to push harder and to be stronger. To be alive for you. So thank you, because it's quite a lot. It takes a lot to do that. And I believe sometimes when you're in school, you're not concentrating because you're thinking of your parents at home either, or going through those kind of cases that you have to go through. And sometimes you may ask those questions, why me? Out of all the families, why it has to happen to my family? And those are the questions that I believe most of us answer. I mean, we question the reason or why it has to be you. But for those who have survived, speaking with Lisa last Saturday, I was asking her, do you ever have any relapse or any time that anything that has returned back to you to remind you, or like like an obstacle to move on? But it's amazing, and she said, she's never had anything, like she's never looked back as well. And I believe, like for those of you that are going through this, it really depends on how you look at it. If you believe in God, I'm a Christian, we are believers. When you believe in God, and that faith and that hope is not in the medicine, it's not in the treatment, it's not in the doctors, but it's in this supernatural power that you believe that can take you out of your misery, or help you through and heal you. Like we spoke at large, if you have tuned into the God of Foundation last Sunday as well, on how we shared a lot on faith. When you believe, like current state, you give up. You say to yourself, no, with all this pain and everything that I'm going through, you don't even have any hope that you're going to come through. But when you have faith, like we mentioned, because we are believers, so I am a believer, I believe in God, and I am a Christian. When you have faith and you believe that there is a supernatural power, it gives you that hope. And it pushes you to another level, knowing that your life is not entirely dependent on what you can see or how good the hospital that you're going to be in. And maybe treatment differs. For us in Fiji, it's quite a struggle. And if you're, overseas, it's very good. Help is there. All medicine, everything that is required is there. Very advanced. And even that is not hope for you. Because when that day happen, I believe the one who creates you, who is God, can help you through with that. So usually when we come in on a fresh Saturday, we recap or we just go back and rewind on what was discussed last Saturday. And this is why I'm bringing it on the table again this morning on just speaking about Saturday, and you are tuning in today, and that is the very reason why we do recap. In case you missed, now you heard not the full extent of it, but at least just a roundup, just for you to feel encouraged. So whatever that you're going through, if you happen to be going through that, or if your family is going through that, or one of your family members suffering from it, or you are providing help, or you are supporting somebody that is fighting cancer, we would like to say thank you, and don't ever lose hope. Be positive in your thinking all the time, and every time before you go to sleep, or every time when you wake up in the morning, thank God for another mileage, or for another day, and continue to be positive regardless of what you are feeling. Sometimes it's just not your day. You're just feeling so out. Sometimes it's just not your day. But don't allow that moment of your life to say that it's going to define you. No, you fight it. Because when you're a fighter from within you, you're fighting it yourself. We can be around you and be the voice, but you are the one who can fight it.
Yeah, when you believe that there is a supernatural being that is available out there, it boosts your dependency. Yeah. Because you know that somebody out there that can look after what you are going through right now.
And can heal you.
Yeah. And when you don't have somebody out there, or when you don't believe that there is a supernatural being that can look after whatever you're going through, then that's where you are depending only on yourself. And that's where pressure comes in, and worries comes in. That's why faith is edging over people going through those kind of mountains, because they know they are depending on somebody that is been proven beyond reasonable doubt that he can heal, miracle, overturn, restore, and can bring back what you used to enjoy before. And that's why the believers, that they believe in God, that he can do anything. And that's why they always have the edge of positive thinking. Because they face through with challenge. And things that they face tomorrow, next week, next month, or even years to come, sometimes we don't plan. We are not prepared. But because we have God, we have something within us that we can overcome. We become an overcomer. And that's why
any disease.
It can be a disease or even an accident. Sometimes the worst scenario of life can happen to anybody. But because we have that positive mindset, knowing that we are depending on the supernatural being. And if we know, for those who know Jesus, they know regardless.
Their hope is in that.
They can even die die with joy because they have hope.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happened in
Yes.
this life, there's something special that is waiting on
Yeah.
the next life. And that's why it's always an advantage when we believe in a supernatural being
Yeah.
who's out there, the Creator himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
believe that. And just to round up, also mention, like what I said, when we, she didn't share it during the session that we have last Saturday, but when we went out for breakfast, and Lisa mentioned that she had a few cases of women who were free of cancer. They survived, but what actually, took them to their death was a broken home, or the support that they never get, the loneliness, like it, actually ate into their life. Eh?
So they die of what they went through, not because
heartbreak, yeah. And by hearing that, and I was telling, man, that's very sad. Eh? And I believe some families, are broken up because of that, because you feel so broken. And you fight from within your heart to tell yourself, I cannot leave my children. I cannot leave my children with somebody who through this again on your savings. Individual cards, but they are incorrect when the bullying. Kailan mo na baka taman nila abo, ela chicken na matubali ras chicken. In England, you may have 2 to 3 jobs going. So you have 2 people, I don't know, whether in Australia, New Zealand, and I think in America as well, like for the children, if they are under 18, I believe. They get allowance, that is given for a child. And I don't know how old the child should be before they start qualifying. But when they do, then you're already projecting, like say in 5 years, work it out in a whole year because it's paid out monthly, and looking at your child in 5 years after giving birth, what will be the total money coming through the state just because of their allowance? Or you're just coming in and then you carry forward from whatever age that your children are. So if they're 10 years old, how many more years for them to be getting the same allowance? And if they do, then in a year, is this is amount, 2 years, this is the amount. Because it's given for your children, then open up their account. Open their account. When this money come in, then you can take at least 50% of their money. Because as parents, you look after your children. As parents, the finances that you're planning as you're earning, that's for your family. this is the help that comes that is never anticipated. I mean, for certain Fiji, we don't have it. But when you people have it and those money coming in, then that's the money you never anticipated it's going to be there. So if you open their account, then at least put 50% of that money coming in straight into their account. So every month you're putting in some money in the account that doesn't come from your pay, but come from the allowance that comes from the state to your family. And imagine as they grow up with 5 years of saving or 10 years of saving of this amount, 50%, just put 50%. On the other 50% or half of that allowance, then you work with that money on the little things that they need for that particular month that you can still build up, to save it up. And there are a lot of ways that you can relook at your income and relook at your expenses. Like before leaving Fiji to come, I called my family again because we had our devotion, reminded them again, because every night what I will be doing, I'll be offing all the lights, leave only one light to direct them to the washroom, and before leaving the house again in the morning, because we all go different directions, I'll check the lights again to be off, or wake up early in the morning to off the light outside, and I'm telling them, look, every light that is on, they choose electricity, and this electricity chews money into the bill. So whatever that you people do, and so I told them, if your duty is looking after the lounge and the kitchen, make sure the lights are off when you go to sleep. When you come in the morning, you on them. And before you go to school, before you walk out that door, look back and check that the lights is off. And before you leave your bedrooms to go to school, off the lights in the bedroom, off the lights in the walkway. Whoever's on duty to clean up the lounge, off the lights in the lounge, off the light in the study room, off the light in the corridor, off all the lights before you go. And before you go to sleep, that's the same routine. Why I do that with them? Because of that. And there are days that I tell them to do their washing because they build up their dirty clothes in the week and they do their washing on Thursday. So the 2 rooms have it 2 different days of washing. And like what I always share, I don't wash until 1 month because I'll wear my clothes 2 times. Like I said, yeah, I can afford to, but because it's built in, the kind of saving, every drop of water, that's bill going. You have to be paying for that water bill. Yeah. So those are the things that I implement at home to help with the bills. And those are the little things that you can also try to see through at home. And it may be not much, but it helps. It takes down the electricity bill. It lessens your expenses, so you still have a little bit more money left. It can be a month, you save about $20, but imagine if you save $20 a month, like in the whole year, you save that money. And every month, when you even can master that and even better it, you can save far, far more. So if we have to leave and all leave the house and we're not at home, then I will get somebody to be staying at the property just to make sure that those lights are also performing the same too, whether we are home or not home. Those lights also do what they're supposed to do. So, those are the little things that you need to review and tweak those little changes. You may be saying, oh, I'm good. My money can afford. Yeah, it's your money and you can afford it. But what if you can try and, space it out a bit? It's amazing the amount of money that you can save. And take the money that you can save and put it back in your account or put it somewhere on a saving. Before in Fiji, they used to have this fixed deposit, which I taught my children. Whenever I give them money, like if it's their 16th birthday or a bulk amount of money that I can say, far more than the normal saving or money that I deposit into their account on my payday, or if I get a bonus, so I'll call them and say, okay, I'm giving you this amount, but I will go with you to the bank and you will need to go and open your, put it on fixed deposit. So a few of them, when they were still in school, they had their fixed deposit, and then you have a term, whether it's a 3 years fixed deposit or 2 years or 1 year, which I believe now when I go to BSP, they've started again, and with a different rates though. So like that money, when you put it in, the interest that keep on increasing that same amount, like you keep on going, and they give you a certificate. So if you want to break that fixed deposit, you can after your term, but if you want to continue, then you continue. And you have a choice whether the interest go back and change the total that you put in, or the interest go to your saving account that you want to use the interest, but keep the the actual amount that you put in. It's a good way of saving, which I taught them. Now, when I asked them, I said, "I still have my savings. I still have a fixed deposit." So over the years, they kept it, and it, like it's an amount that they never worked for, but it was given then because it's one of those moments, one of those times that you get a bonus and you get a little bit more pay on yourself, and that goes to you. Sometimes, you have. So nela wala maybe ko bakay level man ke misao so la kaya so me kana bonisi so me weekenda se so na bono dele da kina bakay bi tara me so wanga ni bola ni wala bi kina wala and signiado all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. Ina ngona bi kina kako ni ko twita kaya be bakay normal nga no iko mo na vangara ndo na kami ko banga taka kina me na remind ko for me every year, like when I was working for Fiji Airways and we were working then it was Air Pacific. Every year in June, there will be an announcement. If company makes a profit, everybody gets an extra pay. For me, that extra pay is a lot. And I can say today, I remember every bonus that I receive every year. Because every bonus is like, it's either I repaint the inside of the house, or Simata Navale, or Telotaka Navale. Every bonus, every year, I'm doing something to my house. I do something to remind me. Whenever I look at it, that's my bonus. Whenever I look at it, that's my bonus. I like, when I receive money that is not normal, I do something to remind me, se me va to kanata viao, nindone la votora, Esega ni normal, esega ni torna na vingo na ken. O si vina kata me konga mai bangi tiki tunga dona kanga litalen. O vina kata me bangi taka dona ka me remind kiao. Isa na ila wa torna no bonis na aur ni no mana ba ki todo kini bonisi kena kau bakanga taka kina. Bala kana kau reida na lumani ni to mali. O semata na bali ko kati. O semata na bali o brita dona lalanga taka ba botali kina sona ka. Boroi lama tiles taka keda lumani ni to vale. Ele bona kau da kaba. Na bonisi ngaya. Kwanga na extra pay ya. And it's, it's just amazing. Sometimes you're going to go, oh, I don't have any money, or I'm waiting, or when my pay gets a bit better, or when I get promoted. When you talk like that, it's not going to happen. It's a little money that comes by your hand. You're going to get challenged. How much can I save? Whenever you receive money in your hand, the first question you ask yourself, look at that same money, and you ask yourself, how much of this money can I save? After you give your tithe, you ask yourself, how much of this money can I save? Which, indirectly speaking, you ask yourself, shall I spend it? Or when you buy something, shall I spend it? Or should I? Or, when it's really important for you to. And the people around me that are close to me, they will know. Most of the time when I go to America or when I come here, and if I'm taking things in, and I know Maggie is listening from New Zealand, when I put things in the trolley, before I reach the counter, the cashier, I'll detour. When I detour, I look at the whole items again in my trolley, like I get another trolley, take the whole thing out, and I'll look. Whenever I pick it up, and I said, okay, if I'm buying this for my grandchild, how many times will she or he use it? I'll ask those questions, then he'll go to this trolley. Ask the question, they'll go to this trolley. Even if I have to use it for myself, I'll ask the question, they'll go to this trolley. Then that trolley will surely still have some items that I will not take on. Then from there, I'll add all, I'll know the total, then I'll approach the cashier. Well, that's just the way I am. But I've seen that I saved quite a fair bit, and I don't just buy things because I need to buy them. I buy them because I know it will last. And just another reminder, before we switch, and I will give this time to Gasilevu to share, when it comes to the saving and comes to little things that you can manage, finance that come by your hand, that you can manage a little bit better. You may be raising your hand and you say, oh, I'm managing my money well. Congratulations, that's very nice. But if you haven't, there's a few tips that can help you to save a little bit more, and the little that you have can invest in greater things.
I believe the best way for me to save is fixed deposit, because you don't access it again.
Yeah.
And you put it in, you open another bank account that you forget it. That's the way that I save. Or when we used to have credit union, I put it. Yeah, it's named credit union, but you put it there and forget
later.
Because it's automatic deduction, and then you have the money with you.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, the way that we are brought up, our context,
Yeah.
our style of life is totally different, and sometimes it's difficult for us to save
Yeah.
when the money come into our hand. That's why it's good to have a direct deduction. Whatever you are paying, have a direct deduction to your house, direct deduction to your car, a direct deduction to your saving. Because most of the, when we working with Air Pacific now, Fiji Airways, you have a few banks that you can deduct direct, and that's where you save.
Yeah.
Because you are not revisiting again, or you have your money come into your hand. And we encourage those of you that are watching, listening this morning, know the management of your money is yours.
Yes.
We are just only sharing because we've lived that life, and we start very young when they start from nothing. And with that saving, it brings maturity in how you manage your life. Not only your saving, your time, and the resource that you have.
Yes.
And we believe it's a time that we look again and say, oh, you thank yourself that you put aside the time to save.
Yeah.
Because when you save, you are preparing for your future. Remember, future is your children. When you save, you teach them how to save, teach them when to save, and encourage them to save. And they will learn how to manage well. It's just a management. Management of time, management of resource. And if they go to school, they'll manage well their subjects.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what I think I want to say before invite those two ladies.
Yeah, that's on the saving, and also on the little things that you can do to make changes for 2023. There's a lot of things that when we reach December, then we say, oh man, I didn't save any money, or I should have. Well, we will be that irritating voice to you every Saturday just to remind you that you still can. If you have failed for the last quarter, this is the beginning of another new quarter for the month of April. Please start somewhere, especially for our children. I work in a company, and I see people coming in to ask for $50, ask for $100, and that is why I'm sharing what I'm sharing today. Because you're earning a lot of money, but you can't even have that in your account, and you're looking for that money. And I say that you can save.
You're having a salary every week or every fortnight, and that's why a lot of people, they depend on go to Moneyland.
Yes.
Just because they haven't gone into what we call saving, because you will not die if you don't have money in your hand.
Yeah, I think we're so used to just be having that kind of cash in our wallet, and to be, you don't want to think that's the money in your wallet, but that money is well kept in the saving.
Well kept, and will spend better in future.
Yes. Yeah, those are the little reminders that we just want to remind you. And also, if you have started, like what I said, some of you have even done better than what we are sharing today. So we can miss out. Like even more creativity in your saving and more into what you're doing, compared to what we are sharing with you this morning.
Yeah.
And when you have your children, and motivate them. Like for me, with my grandchildren, what I try to do, we have our student council meeting every Thursday. So every second Thursday, I will get their auntie who manages their finances to print their ADM balance. So, and it's always like that moment. They're always curious to find out, how much balance they have. And I said, look, the very moment, this moment, when you're so curious to know your balance, then be also curious to give your savings. And it's such a good feel. But after this, then we will look at your balance, just to remind you, and also for you to know what is in your account, and also to motivate you to save more. Like, sometimes, Pa bless you, because the only saving that we are doing for you is the saving that we cut from your spending that is given to you in a week. And we pay your tithe and we do your saving. But all the other money that come by your hand, you have the ability and also the decision to bring it and to give it to your auntie and say, please, can I save this money? So when you hear your balance, then you'll say to yourself, man, I can save more, or I need to pick up my balance. But let them know, balance. So when they look at their balance, they say, okay, and one is asking, I thought my money is more than that. So the auntie will answer. You know, the day when we went for the trip, and you say to get this, get that, and I use your card. Oh, okay, so they are reminded. So what we do, we write down the expenses, we write down their saving coming in. So every time, and I give them that portion for them to take and paste it on their prayer journal. And say, paste it there. So whenever you look at it, you are reminded and you're committed to the Lord. And it's such a great feel just for them to know they save. And for me, I like that because it comes from them and they know it's their money. And if they want something nicer than what they have, then they're spending their money. And it's good. So, and all those spending, they don't hold their card. Their card is with their auntie. So they don't see their card. Living that you're capable of doing, because like for me, I'm doing what I'm doing because I'm living with faith, and I'm going to be around for a few more years longer to watch my grandchildren, finish the uni and get married. But that's something that I'm standing with God. But I will not know my tomorrows, even though I have faith that God knows, and I will prepare my grandchildren. Because if something happens to me, I know they're in good hands. And I don't hide anything from them. I tell them, I give them their balance for the FNPF. I give them their balance for the Fijian Holy. I give them their balance on their saving. And I tell them whatever that I've given to them out from the property that we have, counted in for them to know what they have and to work towards what they need. And those are the kind of stuff that we don't really have at home. I believe we should. Start talking to your children about their future, and start talking to their children about their inheritance and the legacy that you're going to leave with them. Because when something happens, for them not to be in a shock state, for them not to know what to do, and they'll feel lost, because the very people that they always trust are no longer there. But they will miss you, but in their heart they know they are prepared and they're good. They will stand up and say, okay, my mom said this, or my nana said this, or my dad said this, or my grandpa said this, because they will remember all those words and they will go back to the books and they will stand up even though how badly they miss you. But they will know they are in good hands because you took the time to plan something for their lives. So back to you. We'll have our promo. We'll have a little break before I invite the two beautiful ladies on the remaining minutes of our program today.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our family table talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page.
Karuna Fierce, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. only on my TV.
A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our family table talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page. A family is an epitome of God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our family table talk every Saturday.
at 7:30 a.m. on my
People are saved, people are restored, people are blessed. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. Are you lonely? Looking for the answer? Join us daily at 6 p.m. only on my TV. That the pastor should rise to a level to become a strong man and a servant. Hallelujah. God's love towards mankind. God designed us to live in families, and the Bible reveals that family relationships are important to Him.
But as a believer, do you feel that you're still struggling?
Maybe you're still struggling with your relationship,
Struggling with your finances?
struggling at work,
With your social life?
or with your spiritual life.
We invite you to join us
On our family table talk every Saturday,
at 7:30 a.m. on my TV.
or catch us on our Facebook page.
Bola, we are back on air with the two beautiful ladies out here. We have Amelia Tuiwai from the beautiful island of Kambara. And also we have our Tauvu all the way from Rewa. We have Nina Lesubula all the way from Rewa, and they both from here, have their families here, established here as well. And today they will be sharing whatever they felt in their heart that they can share with all the ladies that are tuning in all over the world, that can be beneficial to your role as a mother, to your role as a woman, on whatever topical discussion that they're going to be picking on today. I will give this time to them. They will introduce them and say Bola in their own dialect, if they can still remember. Well, Elia Tuiwai. O marama ni Kambara o wakati be ke batalanto sarsartal tunga me Kambara. Me toka lau be ena kabnang ni kuwa o pa di na kinabali bona klo ena kabnang ni kuwa. Ni rawa ni umay dua taltunga na tiki ni vit ni kalau kina nungumbula kawaki nungumbula ni mata babali. Naka Antinina
I thank the Lord for this evening. This is Friday evening from United Kingdom. It is our pleasure to sit here with the First Lady this evening. Kero mintabi singango, me kero miwaset kuna binakani kalau kita nero bola, kita nero matubale, kero wabi binakatakana neto meituike, sabi bola ni rusang bola nepat. Wabi binakatakana kalau nombula na kokoa, and the choices that we have made to where we are today as a family. Nak.
Auntie Nera, can you share a bit on your family? I know that you have a daughter that have, about to graduate or passed out from her workplace. If you can share a bit on that.
I have 3 children. I have a daughter, she's 19, and I have 2 sons, 16 years old and 14 years old. They were all born here in the United Kingdom. She's with the Royal Navy. She's got in 1 month to pass out her 8 months of studies on the second phase of her training. That she made that choice to join the Royal Navy as a submariner. If it wasn't for this God, we wouldn't be here. God has brought us this far, and He will take you afar if you acknowledge Him every time. My other 2 sons enter college in year 11, and the younger one is in year 9 right now. Raising them, especially in their teen years, they are all teenagers now. It's a challenge, but I praise God for giving me the strength to raise them right. So it's a challenge to raise them, but I praise God for giving me the strength to be a strong person, a strong mom, to raise them to where they are today.
Yeah, I heard a bit that you left work. You were working, and then you make the decision to spend more time with your children. I think that was a sacrifice.
Yes. I've always worked. After the children were growing up, we decided during COVID time that I was to sacrifice and stay home and look after the children full time. I wanted to experience being a full mom, a full wife, full housewife, and just to raise the children from the humble beginnings. Kerona parents coming up to this country and just raising them up on my own. I wanted to experience that till today. Just sacrificing 3 years on. This is the 4th year I'm home now.
Full-time housewife.
Full-time housewife. Because that decision was through the Holy Spirit that had to make us sit down as a couple and decide that we were going to take that choice, that He was going to work full-time, I was going to stay home and raise the children full-time.
And you've never regretted that?
I've never regretted that moment, because I have seen what God has done in my life and in my family.
Oh, amazing. Well, that's Auntie Nina's testimony again today of the good things that God has done and the sacrifice. Sometimes you may be like her, you've given up and you say, I gave up my job to do this and that and that, for my family. Don't ever think that it's wasted. It's, I think that's a beautiful investment you can do for your children. Yeah, just to be there at home for them, especially when they come back from school, to be the face that they see. And those are the things that we never experience when you're in your workplace. Either you come home and they're already sleeping, and you leave while they're still sleeping. So that's her story. Well, Auntie Milia, rin was kaya nga bikenda, dona kairo ni bibu kibir na bakarong chimini kuwa na mbula bakamati pumale o kilata lang biro na lubim sa dorbong na leo talanga na natabi ko rin was sebir na bakarong chimini kuwa.
Nak tanga poli na klib na latamba na kabna kan kuwa. Na buku na be bakokota ki kina nungumbula ni matubale au na be wasianga we toman tunga mai na family table talk na mother sauti mbuleta na non vital noti ko anti rai batike les bulkor au yo talanga indo birna na cancer survivor au diagnosed in October 2020 au mai ulag rum na Ikaba Walimbula in 2021. May bako taking na treatment na 2021 July 2021 obo take the nung treatment te bu man ngona ya me dom nang ko ba na ta kin bali na klo na bu kin na we ba mbulai kin na we ba ko te kin na ngubula oya we ba tik na lubengu ngul matu na ngone lewa mbaki me mbaki rusul ndo na mbaki ngo okila ni ando na ngona abu te tla ko na youth stand out testify tal tunga ko na vika la room kina nongumbula na ngono ala room kina na tevmati o kila ni tunga ko ni abuka affecte ki ko na ngona mai sanga kina ni sang tal tunga ko mela ko na Royal Air Force yo bob na ta kina bona klo na na be baro tekti ni tumbula ni mata bubale au senga ni ndau elo lelai si senga ni ndau tu baksuka na ni tumbula ni loman na klo urin tu na yau endo na maramatina ondo bako kota kana mbula ni neto lotu lo mani mata pobal endina ni otal tal tu nga daga tiko terus ando betal no santo tu no ko yo musaku ni daga mo sa tutal tu ngai bali mo vingara berto na ngone yo te bu manangona ya o sing ni regret tak na nungu vingara berto no mani mata bali ke bakambe ko daga ka reni urani last banga 3 months ngana nungu daga ndo ti bunan daga ndo le mangono sa mistake to tu ngana lubengo bunan daga sangendo wa tukuna be ni to ta me mosana tunga vale mosana bingara bitu kuntel tunga be ko en na bingara be na songolotu iyo sengani yalo lele kina o seni yalo malumu ni ukila ni ngara bati ngona kalo o bakambo tana kalo o ko talanga be bakambo leki ngumbula o tunde ondo dina sana ngona kitondo mas po vitamani retondo ko total mai na mi wo problem na kenso ando tudo tondo do kota ni tabu tal na kenso na o sambula na de tisu yo vami na tin vole ni adma na ngona ya na ngona ngo ran irtondo to mati ortondo ngoni ortondo ngo vitamani o na mbulum na katunga yo vami na tek na vole bona kalo ni bango ni kima mindo tukun kem sa vulnerable na do ngana kana lak me bango kimem na to mati yo sengani ya lele kino bang bot ting na klo ni to manda na no mola kin dona vale ona masla turanga ni umbia no mlindra mena ka ku ni ko telismena to mat yo bab na tin vale na klo ni na betu beru tu na ngumbola beru na mbona lubengu ka torna lubeng tangane karoni lubeng tangane sa mbaki tin ka dio tingo ko sa la batal tunga ke tamane na railway kene ka tolu ko ia 90 kungo kena ko yang wan sara i3 yo ungaraba na tiu nungu tem no mani mata po vale be kando lava ki mai au sulena nungu ngo mando tete ba lebu na kana kan song lut ngone sini kila tal tuai na bunu au tete kina au tete na nitu na airtime na kanini tu zo na blueprint kabaki na sotal na kando do lava ki mai kerondo mboli ba be wotini ena bulang ani tete ba ndoro ngode bi anti rai bi ngasi lebu na bulni tete ba yo ba ndindi nataka au sare dana nitu finance no moni mata bu balen ko nga to anti rai menta manage ba tanga na ndela ba au ndo ba buli dirto na lubeng tanga lubeng merton to save angon sange te buda ba kino lube kera karua o ko lebu na ngona nir sa tarangane lab sar le banta darbo dia suka memang na kata salah terus sange di last month sarang asate buku satu kono ko biang mam asana te bu save yo bab na kina ni sona ngona kero do bina katik na kero saker be ko ker ni sapote kero man ba kai labu sando be bu ko bina be ka bang matu bobal so ngana be ka ndo ba blidir tikna lubenda mera na no matiko na ni bula senga ni rawa and na tukuna tiko bera mer na kilati ko ndo remind te kirto na lubengo bale ko yo boleka bertona lubengo mai bertona bi mai betal tuai pinonda tuta yo babuna kino bagale bun kitondo betala no ondo open up bertona lubengo kitondo be sei sono kitondo beta biende ndabaki yo o babuna takatwa kina klo ke sera na kalongo lebna tendre kitondo ando la kuturu mo ni matu bale ngono me la kuturu mo kina to mate o babuna kina nongu rtona bulu nongu bitamani rtu support te kyao kandina nongu tabi mate matanga u la kuturu mo tendre au ngona kalimini nongu kimo kina oyo ngai adabe ondo na wadala kame balo lutu mai binani 2 steps i mai raki adu sarira o singani kila na nongu lutu mai yo sabam na tina kuluni singani ndona kai adabe o siramus no na tiknya ngongu o sampol tanga kina kaluli bunya laltambu ni nona bi baka rot ai maru tikna nongu bula
Nangona ikola kudhuruma chiko kina nangona ndrendrea. Nada va ni kore verto no momatu pobale. Nada va kore ni kai ni koa. Very important at that moment. Na struggle ikola kudhuruma tiko nada va kem ni bina kata. But ile nangona kem sini kila na kanila kudhuruma. Bakambanda na no mukisi ko iko very blessed male torto no momatu pobale to they're very supportive. They're there for you. Niko kangor niko luto eni atu claro ni atu talendo talena caro ni atu yo balete ni erto tiko kem do tiko endo tiko ivale kala tiko abulita tiko na ndrere kula kuduruma nada ba endo motivate your life.
Na vambibi peke mami na kina ke mami volubenia na era na lubi ke mami au na ngona mandanga usa tukuni kina bia uni usa ni that I had cancer. Na first thing I comes up mandurtuna lubenia. And in the hospital mandanga na bunwai until I tukuna sartunga boleta katunga that I serve a living God okona biba mbulai. Au senga ni thingo manangone tukuni mekina bia na cancer bakau au entona ya lo edurumi ma usenga ni rere au taronga na kalo na reni bula and vengona ke dola kina puen I always mention God that I serve a living God that he will heal me hada basar na ngona usali sele kina tareo na rere au tumbu no gundra tu satu kun mosa kun sele and au sange bango senga bateni ko na singa masula ki mona sele kina I'll have to go through the surgery that day. But in one much surgery everything went well. Went well. Nakanga sange motivate kyo tu na ndotumbula na lubengo. Because when that time I fell from the stairs, Talatu I was at work that night. It was early morning around 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I had that fall from the stairs and quickly orona lubengo ngasi. The same time they were there. They straight called the ambulance. Rosangrit's ran ambulance, and I told them, why did you call the ambulance? They said, Mom, because we don't know what to do. So,
when you fight, you'll have your days of sitting and sharing your journey and sharing your story just like her. Both of them are believers, and sa nangona ba kay culture shock kay struggle there are a lot of testimonials from our beautiful ladies and positive vibes into our lives. And also to Scotland, we will be coming through the ferry all the way from Northern Ireland to